So if X relies on Y, then X exists if and only if the set of properties Y. You agree?
So if I were to grant that X can only exist with Y, then that would be the case. But I don't think reliance would be the
Yeah.
only property.
You don't think reliance is the only property? What do you mean by that?
First to grant the ontology of an object.
Oh, yeah, okay, but what do you mean by reliance being a property? That's
Like, I don't
vague.
think the reliance upon Y would be the only property. I think there'd be like any other aspect, or there could be any other
So
aspect.
you think so you think reliance, so you think a dependency upon something else is a property to the very thing that is dependent upon?
It's not what I said. Good one.
What? You said reliance being you're talking about reliance being a
I don't
property.
think reliance. I don't think
That's
X's
what it
reliance
entails.
upon Y would be the only property for us to have to grant for X
Do
to.
you even know what you're talking about, bro?
I think I do.
You said reliance being a property, okay? And I'm basically clarifying what that entails. And you said that's not what you said.
Yeah, because it's
No,
not
I
what I
don't
said.
think.
Good one.
Yeah, okay. So you were saying reliance being a property. So do you think that dependency for something or a dependence something's dependency upon something else is a property that constitutes to the very thing that it's dependent upon?
I think it could be a property. I don't think it's the only
I don't
property.
think that doesn't really give any clarification to your stance here on this. Yeah, I know
So
it could be.
you're
I'm not
agnostic
saying
statement.
I'm not questioning the possibility of whether or not it could or couldn't be. I'm asking you if it is the case.
No, I'm questioning if it could be the case.
What?
Are you retarded? I'm
Is
agnostic.
this nigga what?
I told you from the start I'm taking an agnostic stance.
Yo, you're not tracking jack shit right now. What the fuck?
You're retarded?
Are you retarded? Is that the only thing you could say right now? Nigga,
You
okay, look,
genuinely think I'm the one not tracking?
I'm going to clarify the sub point because I
I'm
don't think
putting
you're
your original
tracking
premise
jack
in the
shit right
question.
now. Okay, so basically, you, for whatever reason, we're talking about reliance being a property. Now I'm questioning whether or not for something or something's dependency on something else, if whether or not whether or not that relationship between let's say a given x and y, which an x is dependent on y, is that relationship between x and y a property that constitutes to x?
I don't think in this case we can grant reliancy and dependency to be synonymous.
Oh, what do you? Okay, fine. So
I
what do you
granted
think to
that
be
reliance
synonymous with
would be
reliancy
the case,
or
but
reliance?
dependency would be the case.
Pardon?
I granted that for P1 to be true, it would have to be dependency instead of reliance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What distinguishes reliance
Do
from
you want to like
dependency?
re-give P1 again? I'm gonna submit to this and
You're
start on this.
mumbling. You're mumbling to me, dude. Speak clearly.
Turn your volume on, man. Not a great look.
Could anyone understand what he just said?
Nah, I don't understand anything, to be honest.
Bro, I'm asking this nigga what the difference between reliance and dependency is, and he's just mumbling.
Yo, Basket, I
Hello.
think maybe you're lagging.
Why is it all quiet all of a sudden?
I think you're lagging, or maybe. Or like, are you just like, or did you just stop talking?
No, I was waiting for him to continue talking. I thought he was still gonna talk.
He just asked you to like.
Nigga, I'm
He said
asking
he
you
couldn't hear
what
what I
the
said. I'm
difference.
just turning his volume up.
What? What? Bro, can you understand this guy? What is he saying?
I didn't really understand anything, to be honest. Can you like go a little bit slower?
Yeah, my bad. Turn your volume up, shit ass.
It's like
Buddy, it's at the max. What do you mean?
Turn it up higher, but
Nigga, okay, just answer the question, dude. What is the difference between reliance and dependency? Don't waste my time, bro.
I think dependency means that it would have to be the case that we have Y for X to be the case. But reliancy would just mean that for X to be the case, we could also grant Y.
Oh, Okay, could you repeat the first part, bro? You're speaking a little too fast.
Are you dead ass? You want me to repeat everything I say?
It's not that much, bro. I mean, you're wasting time talking about all this when you could just be
I'm not
repeating it.
wasting time. I'm giving my reasonings. You
Okay, then
apparently can't hear
repeat
me.
your reasoning, bro. Repeat the reasoning.
My reasoning is that I think dependence means, in this case, if we have X, then we have to grant Y. Because if we don't have Y, then we can't grant X.
Okay. So
And reliancy would just
okay,
mean that we
okay.
could grant X and
So in
also
this
grant Y,
instance,
but we
in
could
this
grant X without
instance,
Y.
oh my fucking days. In this instance, dependency is. So what you said was if we have, um, what did you say for dependency, dude? What?
I would just take dependency to mean from a
Isn't
semantic
that
and
the same thing,
certainty.
nigga?
What?
Are you not? You're defining them synonymously, ironically.
Oh, not
I
good
don't know.
one.
I don't know what the difference is.
You just
What's
said
the
you
difference?
didn't
You
remember
gave
my
it.
definition for dependency. Why are you saying I'm defining them synonymously? You kind
Huh?
of like admitted that you didn't understand the definition I gave, and now you're saying they're synonymous. It's a bad look.
No, I'm saying you defined them synonymously.
Yeah, why are you saying I define them synonymously if you originally just said that you didn't hear what I said about dependency?
Yeah. At some point I didn't, but you just repeated it. I don't know.
You said that after I repeated it, though. Do you need me to give it again, or do you remember
Oh,
it?
I could retrack. I mean, I could hear what you. I heard what you said, but you
It's
just
fine if your
spoke too
brain is like
fast.
a little slow, man. But try to like think before you speak.
Kind of ironic that you say that, but anyway, repeat what you're saying.
I don't know why that'd be alright. You want me to repeat it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
You're
I
trying
very
to
much fine.
okay, let me get this. Let me outline this real quick. So you're trying to distinguish these terms through the instance that I gave, right? On X and Y.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference between dependency and reliance? Why
So
can
in
they
this
not be
context, I
equal?
would take dependency to mean that if we don't grant Y, then we cannot grant X. And I would take reliance to mean
If
that
we don't
we
grant
can
Y,
grant
then we
X,
don't
and if
grant
we
X.
grant X, then we can also grant Y.
If we don't grant Y, then we can't grant X. Isn't okay, and then you said for reliance,
For reliancy, if we grant X, then we can also grant Y.
if we grant X, then we can also grant Y. Nigga, that's the same thing.
You might be retarded.
That's the, you're no, you're just reversing the order. You're reversing the order of the proposition. You're saying that for dependency, if we don't grant Y, then we can't grant X.
Okay.
You're
Do
giving
you
these
think these
gay
two things are synonymous?
pardon?
Do you think these two things are synonymous?
What two things are synonymous?
The two things I just said in chat. If not Q,
If
then
not
not P.
Q,
If P, then Q.
then Q.
Do you think they're the same thing?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So you don't think they're the same thing, then why are you
I
saying my two
don't think they're
definitions?
synonymous. I don't
It's
think
the
they're
exact
synonymous.
definition I'm giving.
What I'm trying to say is you're defining dependency and reliance synonymously. I'm not saying
How
that
am I
these two
defining
are.
them synonymously? You just granted that the analogy I gave for my definitions are not synonymous.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that you haven't defined them synonymously, i.e.,
So why do you think I define them
reliance.
synonymously?
Pardon?
Why do you think I define them synonymously?
Okay, so if not Q, then not P. If P, then Q. So the first one's supposed to represent dependency, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second one is reliance. I like how we're just doing this instead of if instead of discussing the fucking actual linguistic body of these two terms. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
even
already
matter.
told you I'm a semantic and general
It doesn't
system.
even matter that we're discussing this because when I say dependence, I mean it in a sense that it's synonymous with reliance.
Yeah, you can mean it to
You
be that
define
way. I
dependency
don't grant it to be that way.
you define dependency to be you define dependency differently than I do.
Yeah, I told
I
you I'm a
define it to
semantic
be a
internalist. I
part that
define
it's
it differently, obviously. Hmm?
this okay, look, just finish this sub point and just get back to the main body of the entire discussion. I don't know why we're wasting time on this.
Yeah, I don't know why you're wasting time on this, Ben. Told you I wouldn't grant P1. You're like trying to go into my
Okay,
definitions
so
of why.
okay, instead of giving an analogy, I want you to encapsulate the entire definition of dependency.
This would be the 5th time telling you that I'm a semantic internalist. I don't know if you're like failing to
What?
check that badly, but it's bad.
Semantic internalist. What does that mean, bro?
This means I hold different definitions to words based on whatever I define them to be,
Yeah,
as opposed to
okay.
some like
I don't
external
I
definition.
don't have a problem with that. What do you mean? It's the
Yeah,
fifth
so that
time
means
that
I
I'm
don't
telling you
define
that
words
it's
the same
semantic
as
internalist.
you would define words. What? You're retarded? Now you're granting semantic internalism,
What?
and you're wondering why I don't want to go into semantic reduction
I
on
don't have it.
definitions of words.
I never said I had an issue with semantic internalism. I don't even
Yeah,
know
so then
what
why
that
are you
means.
trying to go into semantic reduction upon a definition?
It's not a
You
semantic
require an
reduction, my
externalist here.
guy. If anything, your analogies in an attempt to define these terms is a form of semantic reduction. I'm telling you to summarize the essence of dependency and reliance.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know what
trying
you're
to go
talking
into
about.
a reduction upon what would be an externalist view, which I told
Reduction,
you I
my
don't
nigga.
hold to, and you granted.
I'm telling you to encapsulate the pure linguistic constituents of the definitions of dependency and reliance. I don't know what you're talking about. You're
So
giving me
you
an
want like a
analogy.
dictionary definition of
My guy,
those? Is that what you're
if
saying?
anything, this is a form of semantic reduction. And I
Okay,
don't know
yes or
why
no? Do
we're
you want
wasting
like a
time on this.
dictionary
This is not even
definition of the
this is
words
not
that
even
we're
the
holding
main
to?
body of the entire discussion.
Are you retarded? Do you want like a dictionary definition of the words?
Started. Yo, can we get a counter at this? Like, how many
You
times
look
did this
very
nigga
bad
ask
right
me, "Are
now.
you retarded?" That shit is not rhetorical, bro. This has to be the 15th time this nigga said, "Are you
I'm
retarded?"
like asking you genuine questions, and you're like dodging very badly. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? I'm dodging really badly. I mean, you pull up some random shit from your ass, like semantic internalism. What do you
Not
mean
that
I'm
random, man.
dodging? I'm not even supposed to be addressing these points, if they're
So
even
do you
points
want
at
to
all.
address them at all? If you don't want to address them, that's fine. We can just conclude.
There's nothing to conclude. We haven't even discussed the main body of the entire discussion, perdurantic essentialism. What do you mean? Let's conclude.
I'm asking if you don't want to address my counterpoints,
What
so
is
that we
okay?
can conclude.
Anyways, let's get back to the discussion. I don't think we're gonna progress like
I've
this.
been trying to, man.
What is the okay? What is dependency? What do you define dependency
Dependency,
as?
I would define dependency as if we take something to not be the case, then we can't grant something else to be the case.
Oh my fucking days, nigga. I don't care about your analogies. You gave me a
That was
semantic
my
reduction.
definition. Yeah, I think you're very retarded. Just to be clear,
I don't
I
care.
just
I
voted
don't
for
care
you.
what you think of me, bro.
I give you my definition, and you think I
Nigga,
gave an analogy.
your lack of vocabulary brings you to say retarded 15 times in a fucking debate. I
My
don't
bad.
want to
You want
hear
me
it,
to call
bro.
you
I don't
mentally
want to hear this
disabled?
shit.
My bad.
I don't want to hear this shit, bro.
It's
The
okay,
only
man.
things that you could think of are mental impairment. The only
I don't
things you
see
could
why
think
you
of are
wouldn't have a
mental
mental
impairment.
impairment.
Anyway,
You want me
what
to call you like physically disabled? Would you prefer
what
that?
is the definition of dependency in its most purest semantic form? I don't know. That's pretty vague,
I
but
gave you my
you
definition
seem
under
to
my
only talk
semantic
in
internalist
vague
view,
terms,
as
so I
opposed
should
to
just
an
say that.
externalist view, which you did not grant. You granted an
Exactly.
internalist view towards my semantics. So now we're discussing upon my semantics. Why would I give you an external definition upon a word that I view to be internal? Are you retarded?
Are you retarded again? Anyways,
Yeah,
so
don't address
this
anything I
has
said.
nothing. I
Just the
don't think
last
this
part right
has
about the
anything to
retarded.
do
Good
with
one.
what dependency means. Could you please give me a definition?
Yeah, I gave you my definition.
I want you to outline the definition. I don't want you to instantiate the
I did.
definition.
I did.
Yes, you did instantiate the definition. You didn't outline the definition.
I definitely did. It was very bad. It was on rec. You look retarded.
Why do I debate this guy, man?
Yeah, I think we can conclude, man. It's looking horrible for you. I'm
Why
not
do I
gonna lie.
debate?
Alex, can
What do you
you
mean? What
give
do
me
you
the
mean?
rec?
I think we can conclude. First of all, we don't even have a common ground on the terms that we use, and I don't even know if we can because you only seem to speak in obscurity and jargon.
Yeah, obviously I wouldn't have a common
Talking about
ground in the terms that I
talking
use
about
because
some
I'm an
semantic
internalist. Are you retarded?
internalism.
If we were both a
Are
semantic
you retarded?
externalist, then
Are
we could
you
have a
retarded?
common ground in the terms that we use. But
Whatever,
since you
bro.
also granted
You're
semantic
wasting my time.
internalism,
You're wasting my
we would
fucking
hold
time.
words to have different definitions based on how we feel about them. Did you leave?